Here is a number that should scare you. 70,000. I spent on online course in last 1 year. One live cohort that costed me 18,000 alone. You know what my salary increment was that year? Absolutely zero. Not because I didn't learn. I learned a lot. I consumed a lot. But here's what nobody told me. Consumption is not transformation. And the cruel part, the more insecure you feel about your career, the more random your learning becomes. And random learning never compounds. I'm going to show you exactly why and more importantly how to fix this. Let me describe three people. You will recognize all of them. One among them might be you. Person 1, Suresh, the certificate collector. Suresh works at a large MNC in Hyderabad. He has completed 23 courses this year. His LinkedIn says, lifelong learner. His profile picture has a badge. But last month, when his team started using a new AI automation tool, Suresh was the last person to touch it. He was waiting to complete the AI fundamental course. He's not lazy, he's not dumb. He is addicted to the feeling of learning without the discomfort of doing. Kavya, the permanently busy one. Kavya works at a fast-growing startup in Bangalore. Her role has changed 4 times in 2 years. She's always reacting to Slack, to emails, to someone's urgent request. Ask Kavya, what new capability did you deeply build this year? She'll say, I've been too busy. Here's the truth nobody says out loud. Being busy is the most socially acceptable form of avoiding growth. Person 3, Ramesh, the system man. Ramesh cleared every departmental exam in his PSU. Promotions come with time like clockwork. He never had to manufacture urgency because the system didn't demand it. So the growth stopped demanding him. 3 different people, 3 different industries, one identical problem. They all are consuming, none of them are transforming. Here is something counterintuitive that took me years to understand. The more scared you are of falling behind, the worse your learning becomes. Think about it. When you feel career anxiety, what do? You open YouTube, you Google top skills for the year, you bookmark 14 articles, you add 3 courses to cart, maybe you buy one, maybe you watch 40% of it. That is not learning, that is panic shopping. Real learning is slow, it's uncomfortable. It requires you to be bad at something before you are good at it. But our brains are wired to choose the thing that feels like progress over the thing that creates progress. Watching a 2-hour tutorial on AI feels like progress. Sitting in your next team meeting and saying, I want to try this with AI, that feels like a risk. I ran a project 2 years ago, cross-functional operations, tech, finance, and training. We had 5 dashboards, 3 weekly syncs, full alignment. Still, 6 months in, we had moved almost nothing forward. One day, I asked myself one question. What decision is taking the longest to make and why? That question cracked it open. Turns out, every team was busy solving their own yesterday's problem. No one was building the capability we'll need tomorrow. That was my turning point. Not a course, not a certification, a single question that formed application. Here's the insight. Learning that doesn't solve a real problem, it's just entertainment. And there is nothing wrong with entertainment, but don't call it upskilling. So what does intentional learning actually look like? From course collector to a problem finder. Before you open any course, any tutorial, any book, write down one sentence. What real problem at work I'm trying to solve? That's it. That's the gate. If you can't answer that, you're not ready to learn. You're ready to consume. Suresh from Hyderabad, he needs to say, I want to understand enough AI automation to reduce my team's weekly reporting time. Full stop. That's it. One problem. Now find the tool. Now learn what that specific problem requires. Learning follows one problem, not the other way around. From comfortable consumption to uncomfortable practice. You know what is comfortable? Watching tutorials at 11 p.m. with chai, it feels productive. Nobody can judge you. You know what grows you? Volunteering to present your half-formed idea to leadership, saying, I want to take a shot at this when you're not fully ready. The gap between knowing and doing is not filled by more knowing. Action every month. Raise your hand for something slightly above your current level before you feel ready, especially before you feel ready. From individual skills to capability stacks, here's what actually rare in the market right now. Not someone who knows AI, not someone who knows Excel, not someone who knows how to communicate, someone who can use AI with data and storytelling to walk into a boardroom and change a decision. That's capability stack, and it compounds. The one who grew fast weren't the most technically skilled, they were the ones who combined domain knowledge with a data tool and the ability to communicate findings simply. Skills are ingredients, capability stacks are the dish. From fear-based learning to curiosity-based learning, this one is about your reason for learning. If you're learning because you're scared of layoffs, you will be burned out. Fear is a terrible long-term fuel. It makes you frantic, not focused. If you are learning because something genuinely interests you, because you want to be the person in your team who can do this thing, that's curiosity. And curiosity sustains for years. Ask yourself, am I learning this because I'm scared or because I'm interested? Both will get you started. Only one will get you far. Let me be direct about what is happening right now. Companies are not reducing talent. They are replacing outdated capability. Layoffs in one department, aggressive hiring in another for AI, for data, for cross-functional strategy roles. Same company that let go of 200 people may hire 150 profiles within 90 days. So what determines which side of equation you are? Degree, not your years of experience, not your certifications. Whether you are someone who solves problem or someone who executes tasks. Task executors are being automated. Problem solvers are being promoted. And the gap between them is not talent. It's the quality of the learning strategy. Let me tell you what I wish someone would have told me years ago. The moment I stopped asking, what would I learn next? And started asking, what problem do I want to be known for solving? Everything changed. Not overnight, but consistently, month over month, in a direction that compounded. Tonight, I want you to do one thing. Not open a course, not scroll LinkedIn, not bookmark another article. Open a blank document or a notebook and write, what is the real problem in my current role and I could own in the next 30 days. Don't make it big. Don't make it impressive. Make it real. That one question answered seriously is worth more than any course you will buy this year. You're not behind. You're not average. You are distracted, and distraction looks like incompetence, but it is not. Growth right now does not belong to the smartest. It belongs to the most intentional. If it feels like it is written for you, subscribe. Not for motivation, for the kind of clarity that shows up in your work on Tuesday morning or maybe next Monday stand up. You won't feel small.